All right, welcome back to evening number 3 on our 21 Impact Live Challenge. Okay, so the first night we talked about being intentional about what you allow into your brain, about what you allow to influence and affect your thinking. Being intentional by choosing what will go into there, choosing inputs that will positively affect your life. Last night we talked a little bit about mindset, but more about, I guess, not so much mindset, but being intentional about your focus, intentionally focusing, choosing what you'll chase after. And that's kind of a mindset, but I was corrected on that. It's not 100% mindset. So choosing your focus would have been more accurate title for what we talked about last night. And tonight, this is a fun one. This one is so important to me that I've spent over $3,000 on training for this specific topic, and that is relationships. Rebuilding your relationships, strengthening your relationships, because everything in life that we do is affected by our relationships. Now, I'm recording through Zoom, but I'm also checking this out on Facebook. I'm watching it down here. So if you have any comments, go ahead and drop it in and I can read it while I'm chatting here. But our relationships affect every single thing that we do, whether it's your job, whether it's the people at the grocery store, especially your family, your spouse and your children, your parents. Those relationships will affect every single other area of your life. And it's kind of the web or the mesh that holds it all together. Because if those relationships aren't strong, if they don't stay intact, then everything else falls apart. You can have the best job in the world. You can be a multimillionaire, but if your relationships aren't strong, if they're not what they need to be, then what's it for? You're still kind of have a sucky life, to be blunt with it. So just to show how important relationships are. There's a lot of different tools that you can use to help you strengthen your relationships. But what I like to do is to study the love language of the other people. Love language is huge. Imagine with me for a second. Say you go to, I don't know, country over in Africa and they speak Swahili. I don't know anything in Swahili, okay? I speak English and that is it. Like I know maybe 5 Spanish words and I can speak about a fourth of Pennsylvania Dutch. Yes, I got Amish in me. So if I'm over there in Africa and they're speaking Swahili to me and I'm speaking English back, we're not going to get anywhere because we're just passing by each other. We don't get what the other person is saying. And it's the same way in your relationships. If my wife and I don't understand our love language and our communication style, and we're speaking past each other, I might think that what I'm doing or saying tells her that I love her. And to her, it's like, why don't you love me? You're not speaking what I need. You're not telling me what I need to hear. You're not speaking to my heart and my feelings. I know that you love me, but I don't feel it because you don't speak what I need to hear. So the love language and the communication styles are so important in building strong relationships. It's the foundation of relationships. So you've got to get those intact. One of the tools that I love to use to better understand other people, to understand what makes them tick, their communication styles and their love language. I like the DISC model of human behavior. That's what I spent my time and my money learning, and that I get that knowledge in me so that I can help other people. I find that to be a very powerful tool. I don't know. I see I've got 3 people that are watching. What are some things that you've used or have you used any tools or assessments or anything like that to help you understand yourself as well as other people and to strengthen those relationships? Go ahead and drop a comment if you've got anything, what your experience is with DISC, or I think there's the Myers-Briggs and the Enneagram as well. I'm not familiar with those, but what have you done, or what's been your experience in relationships? Would something like that have been helpful if you could understand other people and know what makes them tick and what drives them? Nothing. Okay. Any questions? What drop a question if you've got something, or anything. That's all I've got. Relationships are huge in creating a resilient life. If your relationships aren't down pat, if you don't have strong relationships with the people that live close to you, it's all going to fall apart. I mean, that's all there is to it. Hi, Carrie. Gretchen Rubin's Four Tendencies. I've never heard of that one. That's a. I'll have to check out on that one. I'll check that one out. My only experience is with DISC, but there's so many others that I hear people talk about also that help them understand each other. And it doesn't have to be one or the other, but if it helps you to understand other people better, because that's what we all want, is to be understood and to be heard, to feel like we matter. So whatever it is that you use, not to manipulate people, but to really understand and to get them to see where they're coming from. That's huge. That'll make everything else in your life 100 times better. 100 times. That's it for tonight. I'll be back tomorrow night, same time, same place. See you then.